There is a power within you far greater than you've ever dared to use. It is the image behind your eyes when the world is still, the vision that visits you when no one is watching, the idea that will not leave you alone because it was born for you and you alone. The masses overlook this power. They drift through life, not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because they lack clarity. They do not see the life they desire, so they settle for the one handed to them. They chase shadows because they never stopped long enough to build the picture. But I tell you this, whatever you visualize with precision, emotion, and unwavering faith, you will one day hold in your hands. This is not a tale of fantasy. It is the first law of achievement. No man ever climbed to greatness without first seeing himself there. You must become the architect of your mind. Build the vision. Craft it with detail. See it so clearly that it burns itself into your subconscious. And once it is there, once it is written into the blueprint of your spirit, then no force on earth can erase it. It begins to move you, shape you, pull you toward the person you are destined to become. A man who visualizes a better world begins to behave like a builder. A woman who sees herself powerful begins to speak with certainty. What you continually picture in the theater of your mind will become the stage on which your life plays out. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are rehearsing it. Visualize it until it becomes inevitable. The greatest mistake men make is believing that success begins with action. It does not. It begins with vision. Action without vision is noise. Motion without direction is wasted force. But vision, pure, purposeful, deeply emotional vision, is the seed from which all worthy action grows. You must hold the image of your future self with such intensity that it becomes more real to you than your present circumstances. This is how transformation begins, not in the world, but in the mind. Close your eyes and see it, not once, but over and over, until you no longer doubt it, until your bones carry the memory of a life not yet lived, until the line between imagination and reality begins to blur. This is not wishful thinking. This is definiteness of purpose brought to life. You are building a magnet within you, a force that bends circumstances in your favor, an energy that attracts resources, people, and events in harmony with your vision. But this force does not activate through vague dreaming. It demands clarity, precision, emotional conviction. What do you see when you close your eyes? Do you see yourself rising before the sun, filled with purpose? Do you see your work touching lives? Do you hear your name spoken with respect? Can you feel the joy of accomplishment surging through your chest? Do not imagine vaguely. Do not drift in fog. Paint the vision in detail. Feel the wind on your face. Hear the sounds of your success. Walk through the doorways of your future. Touch the life before you live it. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It simply obeys. So give it orders worth following. Most men speak of desire. Few ever make it real. Desire alone is not enough. It must be seen. It must be felt. It must be spoken to the mind so often that it begins to speak back with certainty. You must become so familiar with your future that when it arrives, it feels like home. This is the secret known only to those who rise. Those who look outward for signs never find them. Those who look inward and create the vision draw life toward them like a magnet. Hold it long enough and it becomes motion. Motion becomes momentum. Momentum becomes manifestation. But you must hold it through the storms. There will be days when the outer world mocks your vision, when nothing you see with your eyes reflects the truth you carry within. It is in these moments that most men quit. They abandon the image. They choose sight over faith, and in doing so, they betray the very principle that creates destiny. But not you. You return to the vision. You return to the silence. You return to the inner world where your future is being built, brick by mental brick. You do not need applause. You do not need proof. You need persistence, the quiet, stubborn, unshakable persistence to hold your vision when no one else can see it. This is the work most men will never do. And this is why most men never rise. Understand this. Every time you visualize your goal with emotion, you carve a path through the forest of uncertainty. You are creating grooves in the mind, roads that become easier to travel, thoughts that become beliefs, beliefs that shape behavior. And behavior, repeated, becomes identity. Your vision is not something you chase. It is something you become. This is why you must see it until it becomes a part of you. You walk differently when you have seen yourself victorious. You speak differently when you've already heard your future in your mind. You carry yourself with a conviction that cannot be faked because you are not faking. It is simply who you are now. The world will not give you what you want. It will give you who you are. So become the vision. Step into it. Wear it like armor. Carry it like fire. Every man is ruled by the images he holds in his mind. If those images are weak, his actions will be weaker still. But if those images are alive, if they are burning with purpose and colored with emotion, then no obstacle can hold him. You must train your imagination like a warrior sharpens his sword. Do not let it wander. Command it. Feed it the vision and starve it of fear. Let it see only what you choose to build, and then build it, first in thought, then in action, then in form. There is no secret more powerful than this. Visualize it until it becomes truth. Do not wait for conditions to be perfect before you see it. The world will always give you a reason to delay. It will whisper lies of logic and timing, telling you the season isn't right, the resources aren't ready, the odds are not in your favor. Ignore that voice. Circumstances are nothing but the mirror of thought. The outer world bends to the inner, not the other way around. The man who waits for proof will serve the man who built belief without it. You do not need permission to begin. You need a vision so clear, so vibrant, so etched into the walls of your mind that it refuses to remain unseen. That is your permission. You see, the mind, your greatest tool, thrives on instruction. It thrives on direction. And when you give it a picture soaked in emotion, it begins to move toward it without hesitation. Subtle changes at first, a shift in posture, a sharpening of focus, a narrowing of choices. The man who once wandered begins to walk with aim. And that aim, when held long enough, becomes destiny. But understand this, vision must be followed by labor. No picture, no matter how vivid, can substitute for sweat. The dreamer who never moves is no different from the man who never dreams. You must act, and the action must be aligned with the image. The mind must lead the body, and the body must obey. I have seen men craft beautiful visions and then abandon them at the first sign of resistance, as if the vision was meant to arrive without fire, without trial, without forging. Do not mistake vision for ease. It is a beginning, not a guarantee. But oh, what a beginning it is! For the man with vision has already traveled the road in his spirit. He has already tasted victory in his soul. And so, when the path turns cold or the winds grow sharp, he does not retreat. He remembers. He returns to the image. And with every breath, he says, "This is mine." It always has been. Hold your vision through the darkness. When others scoff, when the world ridicules, when doubt circles like a hawk over your plans, you do not flinch. You do not lower your gaze to the ground. You rise, because you know what they do not, that all things visible were once invisible. Every great structure, every magnificent empire, every monument of man began as nothing but a vision held fast in the mind of one who refused to let it go. So why would yours be any different? Build the image until it speaks louder than the noise around you, until it drowns out the small-minded opinions and the echoes of fear, until it becomes not what you hope for, but what you expect. Expectation is the soil in which your vision takes root. You must not merely want it, you must prepare for it, make room in your life for the reality you see. Walk as if the door is already open. Speak as though the outcome is already sealed. Carry yourself as if the crown already rests on your head. There is no arrogance in this, only alignment. For the man who aligns his words, thoughts, and actions with his vision becomes a magnet to it. Opportunity finds him. People are drawn to him. Circumstance begins to shift, not because fate has favored him, but because he became a force too consistent to ignore. And yet consistency is where most men fail. They imagine once and expect the world to move. But the world does not move for those who visit their dreams. It moves for those who live in them, who breathe them, who become obsessed not with the result, but with the process of becoming. So return to your vision every day, not as a visitor, but as a resident. Write it, speak it, see it, feel it. Let no sunrise meet your eyes before you have met the future in your mind. Let no night steal your rest before you have walked again the halls of the life you are creating. And when distraction comes, and it will, bring yourself back. Discipline your attention. Cut away the weeds. Protect your vision like a flame in the wind, because once the flame grows, once the vision gains momentum, once it begins to breathe on its own, it will no longer be a thought. It will become a calling. Let us speak now of desire, not the fleeting kind, not the shallow wishes of a mind entertained by novelty. I speak of burning desire, the type that consumes you, the desire that climbs into your bones and will not be quiet, that wakes you in the night with urgency, that whispers when you try to rest, that stares at you through every excuse. If you have felt this, you are already chosen. But to be chosen is not enough. You must choose back. Feed the desire with vision, fuel it with clarity, wrap it in discipline, and let it grow teeth. And once it does, once your desire takes on shape and weight, it will demand your evolution. You will not be able to remain who you were. You will rise, not because you are told to, but because you no longer fit the life of hesitation and smallness. You will look around and see what others settle for, and you will know in your soul, that is no longer mine. This is the gift of vision. It breaks you free from the ordinary, but it also gives you responsibility. For once you have seen the mountain, you can no longer hide in the valley. Once you have seen who you could become, anything less becomes a form of suffering, and so you climb, you sweat, you fall and rise again, and with every step you see it more clearly. That conviction will carry you when your strength fades. It will carry you when you are alone. It will carry you when the night grows long and the results seem distant. Why? Because you've seen it. And once a man has seen, truly seen, he cannot go back. The world may tell you to be realistic, but you are not here to bow to realism. You are here to bend reality to your vision. That is your duty. That is your right. That is your inheritance as one who thinks and acts with purpose. So be grateful, not just when the victory comes, but for the strength built in the shadows. Gratitude is not reserved for the harvest. It is required in the planting. Be thankful for the process, for the delay, for the slow days and the silent nights, because even when nothing seems to be changing, everything within you is. The man who returns to his vision with gratitude in struggle is the man who cannot be stopped, because his joy is not tied to outcome, it is anchored in the becoming. Let us speak now of faith. Not the kind spoken in passing or written in mottos or whispered when convenient. I speak of living faith, a force that moves through your blood, your voice, your decisions. A man with living faith walks into the unknown and speaks as if the mountain has already moved. He does not wait to see before he believes. He knows that belief is the cause and sight is the effect. You must believe before the world gives you a reason to. You must speak your vision aloud when others mock it. You must hold your head high when the results are invisible. You must walk with certainty while the ground still shakes beneath your feet. This is not delusion. It is spiritual law. The mind obeys belief, and so does the world. You teach people how to treat your vision by the way you protect it, speak of it, and move toward it. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them measure you by your present state. They do not see the fire that drives you. They do not hear the voice that speaks to you in the quiet. They do not know the power that has taken hold of your spirit. They cannot see it because it was never given to them. It was given to you. So guard it, shield it, feed it daily with the nourishment of belief and action. Do not pray for ease. Pray for alignment. Let your thoughts match your words. Let your words match your habits. Let your habits shape your identity. And let that identity fulfill the vision you've planted deep within. Because the man who lives in alignment cannot be divided. He becomes a force, calm, relentless, assured. And forces do not ask permission. They move. You must learn to endure the quiet. The world glorifies the peak, the trophy, the spotlight. But greatness is not built there. It is built in the unseen hours. The mornings when your hands tremble, but you rise anyway. The nights when doubt speaks loud, but you press forward in silence. You must make peace with solitude. You must walk through seasons when no one understands your pace, your choices, or your hunger. That is not loneliness. That is refinement. In the quiet, the vision becomes sharper. In the silence, the mind becomes stronger. And in the absence of noise, you begin to hear your true self. Do not run from that silence. Run into it. Let it strip away everything that does not belong in the man you are becoming. Let it destroy the need for validation. Let it teach you to walk alone with power. For the man who can walk alone, who can persist without applause, who can serve without recognition, who can give without guarantee, is the man who cannot be broken. And it is in that breaking of ego that the vision becomes unstoppable. Because now it is no longer about proving, it is about living. You are not here to chase, you are here to become. You are not here to hope. You are here to know. You are not here to fit in. You are here to rise. And when your life begins to reflect the vision you have held, you will look back and realize it was never about what you achieved. It was about the man you had to become to achieve it. That man was always there. You simply uncovered him. So remember this and never forget it. Your vision is your responsibility. No one will build it for you. No one will carry it for you. It is yours, given by the infinite, nurtured through thought, made manifest by discipline and belief. Hold it. Return to it. See it when others don't. Feed it when the world starves it. Speak it when your voice shakes. Walk it when your legs tremble. And when it begins to unfold, when the world begins to match the image in your mind, you will not be surprised. You will smile and say, "Of course, I've already been here," because you visualized it until it was unstoppable. There will come a moment when your reality begins to reflect what once lived only in your mind. It may come quietly, a conversation, a handshake, a sunrise through a window you once dreamed of. Or it may come like thunder, a breakthrough, a door swinging open, a flood of opportunity where once there was none. In that moment, you will feel a stillness, not shock, not disbelief, but a deep, unshakable recognition. You have arrived where you've already been. Because you lived it 1,000 times in the silence, because you walked through it each morning in your thoughts, because you refused to let the image fade, and now the world has caught up. This is the reward of vision. Not only the achievement itself, but the man you became along the way. The man who stared into the invisible and refused to blink. The man who trained his mind to obey. The man who built a life first in thought and then in action. You will know in that moment that nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the struggle, not the nights of doubt. Because every moment was carving you into the vessel required to carry what you asked for. Your vision demanded your transformation, and you answered. Now you stand not as a beggar asking for success, but as a creator who shaped it. You do not wonder if it was possible. You know it was. You do not question your worth. You've proven it. You do not chase anymore. You lead. But understand this truth. Arrival is not the end. For the man of vision, no summit is final. You must rise again, because the power that brought you here is not a one-time spark. It is a law, a principle, a covenant between thought and form. Use it again. Refine your vision. Stretch it wider. Make it grander. Now that you've proven to yourself what is possible, dare to see beyond what others can even comprehend. You are no longer the man you were. You've crossed the threshold from passive living to intentional creation, and that is a sacred thing. From this day forward, you do not live by default. You live by design. You do not wait for life to happen. You happen to life. Every morning, you return to the image. You expand it, deepen it, build upon it, not from lack, but from purpose, not from need, but from calling, because now you understand the vision was never just about achievement. It was about elevation, elevating your thoughts, elevating your habits, elevating your impact, and in doing so, elevating the world around you. You will become a living example of what happens when a man dares to see something before it exists and then refuses to look away. You will become proof that clarity, belief, and discipline are the greatest forces on this earth. And others will ask you, how did you do it? You will smile, because they won't understand that the battle was already won long before it showed. They won't understand the nights you walked the halls of your dream in silence, the mornings you returned to the vision before the sun, the inner war you waged between fear and faith and chose faith every time. But you'll know, and that knowing will never leave you. because now you carry the blueprint. And once you've built one vision into form, you can build another, and another, and another. There is no limit. There never was. Only the ones you believed in. And you, my friend, have shattered them. So this is my final word to you, etched in fire, delivered with certainty. Never again let the world dim the image within. Never again believe that circumstances are stronger than imagination. Never again allow delay to be confused with denial. Hold your vision, guard it with your life, return to it with reverence, and build it until it no longer asks to be believed because it now demands to be seen. You are given the power to shape thought into form, to mold the invisible into the visible, to bring dreams down from the heavens and anchor them into earth. Use that power, visualize it until it's unstoppable, and then live it.